Okay. You guys have to let me know if you can hear me. I had to jump into a new live stream briefly. All right. Let me just come back to the channel. There we go. Hello, hello. We were just reading for Kelly. Yes. Okay, perfect, Kelly. So glad you were able to follow the instructions and just meet me here. Stop that. Let me just pin this. Okay. List is open. If anyone would like to join, you can definitely do that. I'm now going to do the tarot portion for Miss Kelly. Okay. Kelly, I'm going to pull, I got one card for you. Oh, second card flew right out. I'm using the Light Seer Tarot for you. And let's go ahead and do the moon. Actually, not the moon, but one last one. Oh, very interesting. Okay. So we have the moon, the Three of Wands reversed, and the sun. Okay. Oh, in the bottom of the deck, we've got Temperance. We've got three major arcanas. It's very fascinating, right? So let me just think back on your question, Kelly. What was your question? Remind me again. Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow. Okay. So with the moon here and the sun here and the Three of Wands here, I do see that there's some kind of way you may be closing a cycle. When the moon and the sun come together, there's a new moon, there's a full moon, and then they come together and they make eclipses. And so I'm seeing that the eclipse season in the fall and October and November is going to be really important for you. Not only is that eclipse season going to be important for you, but I'm seeing that this for you is letting me know that there's something getting eclipsed out because there's something coming in. There, I see here with the Three of Wands reverse, there's something that you had hoped for that you're learning that you may need to let go of in order to get the things that you actually want. And so, in letting go of that thing that you had hoped for and letting go of that thing that you had really thought was going to come to fruition, you're making space for the universe to do what it is ready to do in order to help you get what you actually want. There's paradox energy here, right? The moon and the sun are paradoxical energies to one another. The moon's illuminated, but it's only illuminated because the sun exists. The sun provides light, but the sun only provides light specifically. Like it's like the moon came from the sun, right? All of the planets came from the sun. So, what I like to see about this for you is that I'm seeing that there's this like, in order to bring it all in. I have to let it all go. And the Temperance card from the Light Seers Tarot, which is at the bottom of the deck, also has a moon and a sun on it. So I'm seeing there's a revolution of a cycle here. There's a turning of the wheel here, a completion of a chapter here. Thank God the next chapter ends with the sun, and bottom of the deck, Temperance is holding all of this together, because this is telling me that the next chapter is going to be way happier, have way less self-reflection, have way less when I figure out what am I growing in, what am I doing, how am I figuring this out. It's just going to be more outwardly focused, this new cycle. I was going to be focused on you connecting with others, you bringing your light into the world, you opening up to life again, this new cycle. And so, what I'd like you to do in the next 6 weeks is I want you to get very intentional. I'd like you to set an intention about what you'd like to let go of, almost on the altar of sacrifice, in order to be able to have what it is you truly want. There is something, I think, that there's been a theme of letting go. You said letting go has been ongoing through this theme. Yeah, there you go, Kate, Kelly. I do see there must have been with this particular spread. There's no way that there hasn't been a letting go energy. This is definitely talking about full moon energy, completions, sun opposite moon in both the Temperance and in the spread. There's moon and then there's sun. And the Three of Wands is telling me that you have to let go. Probably since 2020. Yeah. So I would like you to take some time in the next 6 weeks. This would be my guidance and coaching for you. I want you to get present to what life has been showing you needs to be released. As you release these things, what I want you to start to focus on is how much it costs you to hold on to these things, to have these things in your life. And I want you to start to get excited about what it is that's possible for you now that those things are being released. Okay. Start to think through there's all kinds of great things that can be possible for you now that you're letting certain things go. But it's a matter of being honest with yourself about the fact that holding on to some of these things, it came with a cost. And as much as it might be sad to let some of these things go, it's time. It's definitely time. It's time. It's necessary. And there's not another way around it. And so I want you to just get into, some excitement around, okay, it's not what I wanted, but at least it's not going to drag on any longer. Okay. I feel like that's what life is really asking of you at this juncture, is to figure out, how do you let go of that which is just not servicing you anymore? Okay. How do you let those things get released? All right, so just switching it up here over on my main channel. There we go. Ta-da. All right, giving people the opportunity to find us over here. Let me come back over here. Rosalina, my love, it is your turn. Love the guidance questions. Yeah. It's hard to let go when we feel like all we're doing is losing things. But if you can start to get to a place of embracing that maybe the letting go has a purpose, you're going to find that you go a long way in the world of allowing what's done to be done emotionally and spiritually for you. Okay. All right, Rosalina, go ahead and paste your question. If you're just joining, welcome. You can definitely get on the list. The way to do that is over here in the chat. I'm going to paste it for you now. You can get on the list in that way. Thanks, Rosalina, for being ready to go when I called your name. Really appreciate that. Okay. New York, Staten Island. And we're going to go 411. Let me share a screen for you, beloved. Okay, 411 1975. This is a friend. Okay, so we don't have birth time, no problem. What is coming in love in the next 6 months for your friend? Okay, that's such a beautiful question that you're asking for your friend. Okay, your friend's love life is governed by Venus. That's the seventh house there. The Venusian seventh house, Venus sits here in the sign of Taurus. And opposite is Aries. Interesting. Okay, so it wouldn't surprise me with Jupiter retrograde in this house during this time. It would not surprise me if one of your friend's exes like showed up out of nowhere. And then with Mars retrograde inside of Gemini, making harmonious aspect to that Libra, wouldn't surprise me one bit in November and December either. It looks like there are some loose ends, some ways in which your friend might want to be open to love, but at this time, there are some people that still need, there's some loose ends, some ties that need to be cut, or not just ties that need to be cut, but some ways in which it's time to just let certain things go. Once again, there's that theme of letting go with these retrogrades. There's a revisitation of certain things from the past and a recognition that if the future is going to come forward, it's really necessary for them to relinquish the past. This is Rosalina's friend, Kylie. It's not Rosalina. And so let me just go forward in time and get to the tail end of the year. Yeah, and there's that Mercury retrograde, or sorry, Mars retrograde. This Mars retrograde is bringing forward probably some communication. She's dating someone, but he's non-committal. This is actually asking her to take a look at if she's actually really available. Because this is self-worth, self-esteem. This 12th house is her subconscious mind. And so, because of all of this, there's this real need for her to take some stock. Houses 1 through 4 deal with who we are individually and our relationship to ourselves. But you ask the question about love, and the sign opposite her sun is Libra. She's getting some lessons in love, but they're coming through the mirror of the other, reflecting back to herself. And so all of that to say at this time, if he's a non-committal, the question is she really ready to give up that freedom and commit? Is she really ready to do what it would take to be a girlfriend at this time? All the flexibility, all the openness, all the compassion, all the time she needs to make in her schedule, all the ways she would need to prioritize it. Yep, it's open, Suman. You can certainly jump on the list. That's the question I would have for your friend, because it certainly looks like the plausibility of love is there. I've got Uranus speaking to her Juno. There is divine counterpart energy in the air. I've got Saturn speaking to her seventh house cusp line as we get to the end of the year, trying to bring commitment in. Saturn loves to create boundaries when it speaks to the seventh house cusp line, specifically with a ring on the fingers. But yeah, the way this energy is retrograding, I'm getting very in and out vibes, or someone she's not finished with from her past, that she needs to take the time between now and the end of the year and the beginning of next year, the first 2 months of next year. Let's just see where we get to by the end of February. She needs to take this time to begin the process of releasing whatever it is that has a hold on her heart, that stopped her from, that's allowed her to be a mirror for non-committal energy. It could just be, her father didn't commit to her mother, and she has to work through non-committal energy from her parental line. But it could also be that she has to really struggle with, figuring out, is she even committed to herself, or has she been the kind of person that's pretzeling herself for other people? And in that lack of commitment to self, other people are mirroring that back to her. This energy, it's not bad. It could be easier though. And so this next 6 months for her is supremely about tying up the loose ends that keep her from being wholehearted, heart, mind, body, and spirit ready for love, figuring out what stops her and how this relationship is creating a mirror for her. That's what's going on today, or going on there. So that's what I have, Rosalina, for your friend. Let me pull some tarot for her. I'm going to pull the Light Seers tarot for her. She wants to know what's going on the next 6 months in love. Can you please connect us to Rosalina's good friend? What's Rosalina's friend having in love? Let's just get a little bit, 3 cards for Rosalina's friend. What's her friend going to experience in the next 6 months in love? What's her lessons? What's her light work and leadership? And just how does she have that love land? She really wants to experience love. 3 cards, please. Okay, we've got the first card. Got the second card. Yeah, that's what I thought. First card is the Fool. Second card is 10 of Wands. The last card is 5 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. I mean, if you know tarot, you know these cards, 10 of Wands and 5 of Cups. Both of them are reversed, and they're talking about letting go of painful cycles that have repeated, painful cycles that have gone on too long. And the Fool tells us that it's about taking a leap of faith, taking a risk, trusting life to catch you when you jump. 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This 7 of Wands in this deck is an illumination of the solar plexus. And so there is something in the self-worth area, self-value area that your friend is needing to step into, coming home to healthy parts of the ego. You know, people like to talk about giving up the ego, or we shouldn't be in the ego. The ego's it's built in because we need it. It's not an extra part. We got an ego because we need one. The ego is what keeps us safe. And so, where there has been circumstances that have really debilitated that healthy sense of selfhood for herself, this season, this next 6 months is really about letting that stuff go. It wasn't about her. It was about the other person. And if she wants to take anything from it, it's about understanding how holding on to the pain of that is keeping her from being available to love when love is ready to show up. Lastly, I would say that healthy sense of ego is really preparing her to be a strong partner for somebody else, and really be the kind of person that somebody can be with because she can stand for herself. You know, so that's a really beautiful energy there. I like to see it for her, especially with that Mars retrograde, Mars being the ruler of Aries, the sign of the self, and the second sign from her sun. That second sign from our sun is always where our self-esteem and self-worth live. It was in the second placement from her sun, third sign. So, you know, for her, there may be some communication that she needs to revisit with that Mars retrograde in Gemini being about communication. None of this looks communication outwardly. This all looks about inward communication. Some ways she needs to rethink about what's happened to her, to place it in an empowering perspective, so that when she's out there dating in the next 6 months, she's not revisiting and reliving painful old cycles. She's getting something new to come forward. And I would say whoever's in her life in the now time during this Mars retrograde that's coming November, December, and during this upcoming, or during the current Jupiter retrograde that lasts through, I think, November, I think what needs to happen here is just giving herself the opportunity to be present and kind to the ways in which she may have been unkind to herself before. And by doing that, she can really start to rebuild her relationship to herself. Her ex-husband left her and her children. Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that, Rosalina. Yeah, it wasn't about her. That was about him and where he was at. And there's nothing she needs to do or take from that other than the fact that she can't control what other people are going to do, number one. And then number two, time to let it go. She's holding on to the pain of that isn't going to allow love to come in anymore. And it just looks like there are some painful limiting beliefs that she got from that experience that unfortunately are stopping her from being able to be connected to a new person and a new love in a new way. So, my recommendation would be to do the healing work that she really needs to do, um, with that at this time, so that love can blossom, as she moves into next year, because there are love possibilities that can blossom for her next year, but not holding on to the damage that that abandonment did for her. If she's not familiar with the abandonment workbook, I strongly recommend it. Hey, Kylie, can I ask you to do me a favor? Can you place a link to the abandonment workbook from Amazon in the chat, please? That would be amazing. Um, but yeah, if she's willing to do just maybe a little bit of work around that, I see it can go a long way in helping her heal. If she's willing to just have a look at, like, okay, that happened to me, but that doesn't define me. That happened, but it doesn't mean I'm unlovable. Did I contribute some things to the tail end of this relationship and this relationship's completion? Sure. But can I learn from them? Yes. Did that mean I needed to be abandoned? No. That was a function of who he was and what he was dealing with and going through, not a function of who she is, that he wanted to depart in that particular way. So, yeah, it just looks like there's growth, there's learning, right? What's new? Welcome to Earth. But the non committal piece that I was seeing in the chart, it just looks like there's some revisitation of some older stuff. And that revisitation it doesn't mean she needs to get back with her ex. It means that she needs to let go of the thought processes that that abandonment cultivated for her, so that she's not holding on to that anymore in a way that's going to prevent her from having the love that she wants. Okay. Especially if the way she's holding on to that has been creating and facilitating some of that pain, as the man she's dealing with now has been non-committal, right? Because that's not going to work either. Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to do just a little bit of internal housekeeping here on my side. Okay. Thanks for your patience while I did that. Okay. The Suman, it is your turn. List is open. If you would like to get a reading, you definitely can. The way to do that is now pasted in the chat. 2525 to K-Moon, or to the PayPal or the Venmo link, gets you an astro reading. If you'd like to add on tarot and oracle to that, you can definitely do that for a total of $35.35. Okay. I'm going to read now for the Suman. And if you would like to go next, it would be your turn next. It's just a matter of making your payment, and then it would be all you. Okay. Let's go ahead and share a screen. Okay, Myanmar, Magwe, September 27, 1985, 9:30 a.m. Cool. All right, we'll get the Sumon's question and then we'll begin with her reading. Okay. Positive things coming in the next 12 months. Okay, sweetie. Yeah, we can look at that. We can definitely look at that together. You just saw your high school crush. Where, Kylie? Where? Where? um, yeah, Rosalina, I would say check out the abandonment workbook for your friend. I think that will go a long way in helping her heal. Okay, the Suman wants to know about positive things coming in the next 12 months. Okay, so first thing I'm seeing is that your dream state is going to be fire. You're going to get a lot of messages through your dreams. Your intuition really kicks up in a beautiful way. And allows you to be, yeah, there's so much activity in your 12th house, and really allows you. You sold your house, you've been lonely. Well, your intuition is going to start speaking to you about where you can find a person. That much I can tell you for sure. It's a really beautiful thing. I want you to start really trusting your hunches about where you can find love and connect with people, because the divine counterparts are going to meet for you when we get into January, pretty much directly opposite what we call the vertex point inside of your chart. And this opens up a brand new love cycle for you. There they are meeting up in the sky. And here is your vertex point directly opposite it. And because they're going to meet directly opposite that vertex point, this is a signal that new love is going to come in, potential partner, potential husband, whatever you want. It does look like that. It does look correct to me. Oh, September 27th. Not exactly correct. Let's edit that for you, hon. September 27, 85, 9:30 a.m. Okay. It's still the same. There's the divine counterparts are still meeting up directly opposite your vertex point, opposite your sun, actually. There's love coming for you, big love. I hope you are feeling ready, because I see that this is the kind of thing that does look like it is going to kind of take you by surprise, maybe knock you over a little bit. Open your heart, flush out any wounding that hasn't necessarily been able to heal, hun. Um, it looks like there's a major energy here of getting to a place of understanding yourself and what you need in love in a new way, which is really nice. North Node, 9 degrees. Okay, got it. I'm also seeing here as we get into next year, let's just get into month 8, see how far. Yeah, so the Libra Aries eclipse cycle opens next year. And as that eclipse cycle opens, like I said, your dream state's going to be lit, lit, lit. So be paying attention to your dreams. Make sure you understand your process for recalling them. I am seeing here that as this eclipse cycle opens, there is going to be a releasing of old partners. I sold my house. I've been lonely. I do see that as you release some of that, the last dregs of the energy, new and new love, new information, new energy definitely has the ability to come in as we get into next year. Jupiter is going to hit your 9-degree north node. Let me just confirm it's a 9-degree north node, Taurus. Yeah, Jupiter will hit it and start to bring in, it'll pull you toward love, it'll pull you toward opportunities. And I'm also seeing here, interestingly enough, let me come out of that. With your moon in Pisces, yeah, it does look like Virgo season next year brings a lot of interesting love energy in for you too, possibilities. I don't think you're going to be lonely for very long. I do see that there are a few more lessons to learn. I'm so sorry to say that, but I think these are the kind of lessons that are going to help you really understand how to value yourself in love and connection with the North Node Taurus first house. And in valuing yourself in love and connection, beloved, it's the kind of thing that's going to allow you to open yourself to love in a way that's healthy. When we don't value ourselves and sometimes people walk on us or take from us, we can run into the problem of being very guarded later. And I'm seeing that the self value pieces are going to come online. It does look like the lessons are not easy, but because they're coming online at a time when love is really ready to start knocking on your door, it forces you to say, okay, hey, yeah, I am worth it. I am a good investment for someone. I am someone that has a lot to offer. And all of that gives you quite a bit of an edge in the world of dating. Let me just take one more. Um, This is August next year. Let's just see next summer. I want to see what June looks like. Gosh, you've been through a lot. You've been through a whole lot. I think you're going to be in for some surprises in the arena of love. I think you're going to be surprised about the kind of people who come in, the way they sweep you off your feet, the kind of energies you interact with. I don't see it as bad at all. I see it as strengthening your understanding of yourself and who you are and what you want and why you want it and how you want to play with people. And so, because there's that strengthening going on for you, I see there's a lot of interesting people who are going to come your way in love as we get into next year. So, as long as you're open and putting yourself out there, I don't see you being lonely for very long, hon. But it really is going to be a matter of getting yourself to the place where you are putting yourself out there and you're not holding on to the way people hurt you in the past and using that as a protective mechanism to not share your heart and spirit. The Suman, we're going to shuffle and I am going to reveal for you what the tarot has to say. Good news from the tarot. Tarot, we need some good news for the Suman for the next 12 months. What can she look forward to? What can she look forward to if you can connect with the Suman's guides and have them pull out the right cards for her? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, this is not a bad spread. We've got the World, we've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Chariot. I would say if there's good news, this is it. Closing out a cycle with the World card. All these did actually come out in reverse, just so you know, in case you're a student of tarot. I just moved them upright since we're looking for positive things. The World, we've got the Knight of Cups and we've got the Chariot. There does appear, and my guides were like, turn them upright for her as I was shuffling, if anything comes out reversed. There does seem to be some level of, I don't know, something coming in where there is somebody who wants to make a love offer. They want to move forward with you. It does look like you're gonna have to let go of the world, something from your past in order to let this move forward. You're going to have to complete a cycle. As I'm looking at this, it looks like a total cycle. It looks like mind, body, spirit. There's some things that you're going to need to release because these things just can't come with you in this new space. I don't know if this person is going to be like all the things you want, but that doesn't mean there isn't something to be experienced and enjoyed in having conversation with them, letting them in. I do see that this person has a big heart. And so, in the giving and the receiving of love, it looks like this person really does like to experience that with you. Unironically or kind of literally, we have Knight of Cups and the Chariot. The Chariot speaks to the sign of Cancer, and there's a lot of blue in the world card. The Knight of Cups speaks to all the water signs. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a water sign energy that shows up to, experience the giving and the receiving of love and support and connection with you. The real question is, are you going to be able to open your heart and let go of the way things went before enough in order to just allow this to unfold? So that's what I got for you, the Suman. Hopefully, you're going to have to come back and let me know how it's unfolding. I'm going to be real honest with you, baby, real honest. I know you asked me for good news. It does look like a little bit of a tough year. But if you can just get through this last year and some of the lessons that it's providing for you, you are going to be in a stronger place to allow love in the years to come. So hang in there. There is good things. There's light on the horizon. There's just a little bit more learning and growth as you move through it. Okay. Liana, it's your turn. I did receive your payment. Please paste your birth details and your cue, date, time, location. I don't want to leave that part out because even as I'm telling you all of these really great things, the last thing I want you to do is look back on this reading and be like, that K Moon lied. She didn't tell me everything. I know you want to focus on the good things, but I feel obliged to give you the full picture of what I saw. And there's some tough stuff in there. You're moving through it though. You already know what the tough stuff is. You're dealing with it. There is a lot to look forward to, the Suman. So just hang in there. Keep getting support to move through the difficulties and being patient with yourself as you reopen your heart. Because it did look like love was coming. Gotta say, it looked like it to me. Hey, I got it, Liana. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Okay. Let's close out here. Miss Liana, Bethesda, Maryland. 3/24/1996. 4:22 a.m. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and set the timer for you. Okay, 3/24/96. Where is the North Node Uranus conjunction to my natal Venus leading me at this time in regards to my money and love life? I did end up quitting my corporate job to pursue my art business at this time, and I feel so much freer. Good for you. Good for you, baby. All right. So, congratulations on getting free. When I'm looking at your chart, here it is, Uranus North Node. conjunct your natal Venus there. Venus for you is the ruler of your late eighth house, late seventh house, early eighth house, and it is the ruler of Taurus, late second. Yeah, it's big changes in love and money. Okay, listen, Liana, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Just roll with what I'm telling you. I have seen transits like this change people's sexuality. Uranus conjunct Venus when Venus is correlated with the seventh or the eighth house. If you have been open in one way, you may find that you're open in a new way in terms of what you're physically attracted to. And as long as you're not repressing this within yourself and giving yourself permission to just explore what it is you want to explore, feel good in the ways that really feel good to you, not shame yourself or blame yourself for this. This is definitely a transit that can do that. That's something that could happen here. I'm also seeing here that for you, this looks like breakthroughs in money with Jupiter just moving into the second house of earned income, Uranus conjunct Venus, Venus being the ruler of the later part. I'm just seeing like cash, 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 cash. Eighth house is also debt. So the one thing I want you to be really careful about is not overspending, because that's something that can happen when Jupiter moves through the second house. I want you to be really mindful about paying down debt, because once that Jupiter through the second house transit is over and Uranus is done with your Venus, you could find yourself owing a whole lot of people a whole lot of money that is like debt you didn't even know you could accumulate or accrue, that you can't even figure out a way out of. And so I want you to be very careful, because cash does seem to flow, but as quickly as it comes, this is a kind of transit. It could make you a big spender as well. And so just make sure that you're paying down debt as you go, that you're not letting yourself get into problems. If you've got old taxes you need to pay, that eighth house, this is going to allow you to pay them off. You may want to look at, if you've got tax debt, something called an offer in compromise with the IRS, especially if you don't have a corporate job, you're not making the money you used to make to pay off tax debt. An offer in compromise, and there are lawyers, tax lawyers, who walk you through the process. An offer and compromise will allow you to pay what's appropriate for your current level of income on that debt. And so it can lower your tax burden significantly. What I'd also say is changing for you in love is, it looks like you could meet someone kind of out of the blue, someone kind of out of nowhere. And honestly, based on your chart, it does look like it starts as maybe a sexual thing where there's tons of chemistry, tons of passion, tons of pull. Neither you nor them expect it to be very much. But then as you come into the second half of next year, it's like, oh my God, I love this person and they love me, and this is a thing and this can go somewhere. It looks like it has legs as it gets into next year. So it's an exciting transit for you. I do see that you've been through some a shit show of a transit. The last 5 years for you have been rough. It does look like they've been very challenging, very difficult. However, I'm seeing the potential and the possibility for you to move in a direction that allows you to have more congruence with who you are, being one of the benefits and gifts of this Jupiter transit sun for you. It's not just the Uranus conjunct Venus. So lots of great things coming. You just need to make sure that you stay very responsible with the money that you receive. Okay. All right. Thank you, Liana, for letting me read for you. I see WTHLV. I think that stands for with love. I see that you've joined us. Thanks so much for being here with love. I am going to go ahead and check the payment app to make sure that I've received your payment. With love, how did you make your payment? Was it PayPal or was it Venmo? Because I do not see the payment here. Yeah, I don't see it, hun. Um, I'm going to need you to double check that you sent it to the right address. I don't see it here. List is open. If you'd like to get on it, that's the way you do it. Send 2525 to PayPal or to Venmo for me to read your chart for you, or 3535. Send that on over to Venmo or PayPal. 3535 gets you the tarot and the oracle. If you just, or the tarot and the astrology. If you just want the astrology, then send 2525. I'm going to take a quick bio break and I'll be right back. That's crazy, Kylie. He just showed up out of nowhere like that? Really? That's insane. That is so cool. I love that for you. That is awesome. Liana, you're absolutely right about everything. Thank you so much. Awesome. I'm happy when I can share something that's supportive to folks. All right. So we're just, the list is open. If you would like to get on it, you would be next. I would love to read for you. This is your chance to get a live mini reading with me. I think we're going to be here for 40-ish minutes more, and then I'm going to wrap up. Um, we're going to go do some other stuff with the evening. Is there anyone else who wants to jump on the list? Now is your chance. The list is definitely open. I am just going to take care of something real quick while we're letting WTHLV get their payment in. You know, every time I do this, I have to reset the frickin' password. This is so annoying. Y'all have certain websites that every time you clear your cookies and cache, you then have to reset password for, and it's just so annoying because you have to reset the username and password. What am I complaining about? That I even have access to the internet is a beautiful thing. Mm. Hmm. With love, what happened, hun? Let me come back to the chat and just see where you landed because I don't see your payment here. Hmm. Yeah, I'm double checking. I'm going to log in online. Yeah, I'll double check it for you, sweetie. I'm going to double check it. But right now, it does not say that there's a payment that came through from you. Yeah. It's not here, sweetheart. I don't have anything from PayPal from you. And let me just double check Venmo. Yeah, I don't have anything here from Venmo either. Yeah, double check your bank. Because there's no payment from me, and my PayPal would not say K Moon. My PayPal would say KMA Education Services, I believe. So no problem with love. Yeah, you're gonna need to reach out to PayPal to get that payment back because whatever account that is, it's not mine. My account, I'll show you. My account does not say K Moon. It says KMA at K Moon 177. So here we go. When you tried to send payment to me, this is what it would have looked like, all purple and then a big old KMA right there. So, all right, sweetie, definitely reach out to PayPal, see if you can get your payment back. Okay. Um, I really wanted to read for you too with love. I'm sorry it didn't work out. I will say that the list is still open for anybody who does want to jump on it. You definitely can. That is how you do it. It is a single chart, single question mini reading. It's $25.25 USD. You can send it to PayPal or to Venmo. And then if you'd like to do tarot and oracle clarifiers in addition to that, you can certainly do that for a total of 35.35 USD. Okay. All right. So, for those of you who've been hanging out, I'm curious what else you're doing with your Sunday or your Monday morning, depending upon where you are, how your day is going, what you're working on, how the energy is flowing as we're wrapping up one week and headed into the next one. I'd be very curious. And if you had any insights or realizations during this most recent full moon, because it was full of some harder truths. If there are things you realize that you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's true. I do need to deal with that. That's an issue. I'd love to hear what your realizations have been. Let me come back into the chat and just see what's going on. Stepped out briefly to just take a look at something here online that I need to deal with. Yeah, you're welcome with love. I'm so sorry. Past people must be a reminder. That's an interesting. Interesting note, Kylie, like people from your past circling back around. Kylie's like, the insight was that I'm beautiful and gorgeous. That was the insight. That was the aha moment. That was the change. I'm beautiful and gorgeous. Very good. It's a great insight. I'm really glad you got that one. Nice. Very nice. Any other insights that people had with their full moon? Would love to hear kind of what has opened up for you with this most recent full moon. That man is a Leo, fine as always. Oh, Kylie. That's funny. I love that you got to have that experience. Yeah, the Leos tend to they take a lot of pride in their looks. I have noticed. They're very, very conscientious about how they present themselves. Very conscientious. Okay, beloveds. Yes, that's what I did. Jennifer says, "Hi, watching your Q&A recording on separation right now, and I just saw you were live. So much to take in." Yeah, that was a real transmission, Jennifer. That particular Q&A was like, wow, it was dense and vibrationally and energetically, it was dense. Not gonna lie. It provided a lot of information. Like I felt like a lot was coming through me as I was channeling that one. Man, it was a lot. So, oh my goodness. I'm so glad you got the chance to watch that one. I think that one's going to be helpful for you, especially the meditation, Jennifer, that we did in the beginning. I think that meditation will go a long way in helping you feel more centered, especially as you take the next step with your work and share that work with the world. So, okay, beloveds, I think I'm going to wrap up. I was planning to stay, but I can also see viewership is low. Um, and no one's like signing up right now. So I'm inclined to close out on this Sunday evening where I'm at, and kind of do some other stuff with the evening. I love you guys. You know I do. You know I love hanging out with you. I find you guys extraordinarily special as light workers. And I see that you guys are all working really hard to bring light to humanity and specifically love to humanity, each in your own ways. And I just want to acknowledge that and share with you guys a little bit of validation and appreciation for all that you do. Kylie, thank you once again for being the moderator from heaven. I really appreciate you hanging out as long as you have and directing traffic in the ways that you do. You know, I've always got you if you need anything. It's such a treat to be able to have your support. I'm honored that you hang with me in the way that you do. All of you, I love you. And unless anybody else says they definitely want to get a reading, then we're going to close out here. Hate with love. I just want to say this before I close out. Um, If that payment comes through on my end and somehow this is a technical glitch, I will fully refund you the $50 as long as as long as it is sent to my account and I can send it back. Okay. Okay, beloveds, such a treat to hang out. It's been a great Sunday with you guys. I love hanging out with you. I'm going to wrap up here and we're going to close out the event. If you're listening, wherever you are, please know that we're hoping you get home safe and that you have a safe rest of your evening. And yeah, we'll be back for live mini readings again, perhaps in another week, perhaps not. We shall see. There's some other projects I really want to be working on. So we shall see. All right, everyone, take great care and have a beautiful rest of your Sunday.